Hi, this is Dean Odell with 7 Gables Real Estate in the Odell Group, and it is end of March, March 26th, Tustin Talks. Well, boy, what a difference a week or two makes, huh? We really empathize with everybody who's struggling with this coronavirus in their industries. We know that it's being challenged in real estate as well. We're going to show you how that's played out over the last couple of weeks and want you to understand that there's day-to-day things that are happening in this market, and on this video, normally it takes us about 2 days just to produce this video. So some things are a little bit behind. All we can do right now is report exactly what we see at this point in time, and so that's what we're going to do today. So let's get started with the charts. So we're going to start with the active listing inventory, and if you look at the orange line, that shows you how many homes were listed on the market last year at this time versus 4,159. So we're down almost 57% in inventory, but let's talk a little bit about this active listing inventory. If you look at the blue line, you can see it is almost flatlined in the last few weeks, meaning most sellers are holding off putting their house on the market. In addition to that, there are currently 528 homes in the MLS system that have been put on a hold do not show status, which will freeze its days on the market, and sellers are just thinking it's probably better to wait to see how this all turns out. So that's what the active listing inventory looks like. Now we're going to move on to pending escrows. What's interesting about this is you'll see that we are still above last year's demand figures by the orange line. Last year we had 2,350 homes in escrow at this time, and we currently have 2,390 homes in escrow. And you can see in the last 2 weeks, those escrows have fallen from 2,583, where if you look at this point in time on any of the other lines that are there, you'll see that that's where it usually starts to accelerate up. So that's where we're seeing the break in the market right there. We're seeing how the market is changing and there is less demand. The next chart is expected marketing time year over year. You can see that it still took 82 days last year to sell a home, where right now it's taking 52 days to sell a home. And if you look at that blue line, you will see that it is on the uprise. It's taking longer and longer to sell, obviously because of the crisis that we are going through right now. So lastly, we need to go to what I call my favorite chart, and I want you to look at all the green that's still there. Now, I am not trying to paint butterflies and rainbows out of this situation that's occurring in the marketplace right now. But you can see relative to supply and demand, all the way up to about $2 million, it is still considered a seller's market. I think in the next Tustin Talks, we'll probably see some of that green turn to white for a neutral market as the expected marketing time goes up. So what does this coronavirus mean? Is the whole market going to fall apart? Is everything going to just deteriorate? Well, we are not seeing that. And believe it or not, I'm not just painting a rosy picture. If you look at some of our videos that we're going to be doing throughout the week, short videos, I will be showing actual MLS data to show you the day-to-day activity of what's been going on. And you'll probably be really surprised to find out that there are still homes selling. I mean, I know just within the last week in North Tustin alone, there's been a couple of homes that have sold over the $2 million mark. We are seeing some homes go back on the market and fall out of escrow, but at the same time, we're seeing homes go into escrow. So it's kind of hard to believe this is all happening, especially because we are being forced to work pretty much virtually now at this point. Agents are not supposed to be showing property, believe it or not, so we're doing everything through conference calling and online showings, and if there's an escrow, we leave the house empty and the inspector can go in there. If the seller gives permission for a home to be shown, the buyer can go in there, but they have to be with gloves on and a mask and everything else. So we're taking all the safety precautions that we possibly can in our industry to make it safe for both the buyers and the sellers. And believe it or not, there's still transactions going on. Certainly not at the pace it was prior to this crisis, but as we know, this too shall end. Okay, so my advice to buyers Now buyers, if you look in some of the earlier videos, you probably all thought I was crazy when I said if you're waiting for interest rates to go down further when they were at 3.5 or so at that point, I said that may not necessarily be true. And what happened was interest rates shot back up through this crazy crisis, right? And the reason is because nobody was buying the mortgage-backed securities. And I said if the government gets involved, what's going to happen then is you probably will see rates start to come down. And guess what? The government's gotten involved and rates have come back down. So rates are good, and people are guessing they're probably even going to get better, you know, because the government's going to have to keep supporting this throughout this crisis and after. And so I think the long-term outlook for rates is pretty darn good, okay? Now sellers, I know you guys some of you have put your plans on hold to sell, and you're probably thinking, how am I ever gonna, sell my house? Well, you know what? I would tell you to give us a call and we'll let you know how to make that happen. Believe it or not, our team currently has 12 escrows open themselves, and we're adding more almost weekly. So there is still sales going on, just not at the pace that it once was. But we don't expect this to last forever. And we can talk about what can be done in the meantime. We can do virtual listing presentations. We can get a lot of things accomplished, even though we can't really sit face to face right now. So hopefully you guys give us a call, and in the meantime, we're gonna see you in 2 more weeks with another Tustin Talks. And boy, who knows what kind of news we'll be delivering by then, right? So take care of yourself, take care of your family, and stay safe in the meantime. And if there's anything we can do to help you out, please don't hesitate to call. The Odell Group's been around for nearly 40 years. We are ranked number 9 in transactions closed, and we can give you the right advice to help you make good decisions. So please click on our subscribe button here and start watching the videos, and let us know if there's anything we do to help you.